We
Awful.
and we are live. Good evening, everyone. Or should I say good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on where you're tuning in from. My name is Nipun Sharma, and this is season 2, episode 29 of the Football for Thought podcast. Joining me today are Arrest from Arrest Talks Football and Corey, a new person on the panel. How are you both doing today?
Tired.
Yeah, I have no words, man. I have no words.
Struggles of being a parent, I guess. You're always tired. Doesn't matter how much sleep you get.
Yeah. And before we move on, let's go through some of the comments. Football Power Hour says like, share, subscribe, all of you. Yeah, big up Power Hour. Eddie's Football Waffle, big up to you. Bobby from Three Spurs Boys, big up, big up.
Bobby.
Mr. B, hi. Yeah, I thought you would. Yeah. He ain't. Nah, he's still going after the end of the season. Don't you worry about that, my friend. I think something went. Hashim says, yeah, the thing is, I was driving off somewhere and my car just wouldn't start. Turns out I had a flat battery. And that was the result of my ignition being on for too long without actually starting the engine itself. So I had to wait for the breakdown recovery to arrive.
Oh, yeah, waiting for AA to turn up is like waiting for Christmas, really, isn't it?
And then I just had to wait for them to jumpstart my car. That took almost 45 minutes. So, yeah, that's why I'm late. And plus, I was recording for my other channel as well.
That's all good. Better late than never, as they always say.
Absolutely.
And as the old saying is, fondness makes the heart grow fonder. So your fans wait a little bit longer, they come back.
Yep. Oh, here he is. He is back. Yes, I am back. I am back. And what a week of football we have had, is all I'm going to say. Nottingham Forest absolutely wiping the floor with Southampton. Their relegation is all but confirmed. Who are the other two teams join? Who, in your opinion, who will be the other two teams to get relegated with the South Coast side?
Until, Leicester? I'm going to say Leicester. They're going to go down.
Chad, get involved with the conversation.
I'm trying to figure out who would find the drop because there is a lot of teams down there all sitting around at the same points. It's going to go down to goal difference, and I just have that sneaking suspicion the third relegation in 18th is literally going to be something on goal difference, not on points. Definitely think Leicester are going down. Southampton are already down there. Bournemouth, they seem to be fighting at the right time. West Ham seem to have woken up, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, I was a West Ham fan when they were playing Man United.
Who? Me.
I was.
Oh, you was. I could never do that.
Nah, I hate. Look, I hate Man United.
I don't know. I had more. United, Arsenal, Chelsea.
Well, out of those three, the answer should be simple.
Arsenal, but I'm a Brightonian, so I should be saying Palace, shouldn't I? So.
But you're a Tottenham fan.
Oh, yeah. It's a family thing, my friend. I have no choice in the matter. Otherwise, if I had a choice in the matter, the team would support would probably be Leeds United, just because, one of my late cousin gave me a Ian Hart card.
But
Gary Speed
but Leeds United are also shit as well. Speaking of which, they might be going down.
But that was my late cousin as well. That was, I've got cards and collections from my late cousin's collection there. I've got an old Leeds shirt. I know I'm a Tottenham supporter, but I've got like an old Leeds shirt knocking around from 1999. at my parents' place. My cousin gave it all to me before he passed away. I was like, what do I do with this? I'm a Tottenham supporter, so I've kept hold of it. Because it's sentimental.
I guess.
Oh, God. My son clocked me with a good headbutt there, look. On this side of the head. I mean, with what's going on for the relegation spots at the moment, it's just interesting because you've got two teams that are definitely going to go down. Like I said, I feel like it's going to go down to, I think it's just going to be a case of goal difference, not points. I think the teams that are down there at the moment are all going to struggle for the next 3-4 games of the season.
Yo, what happened?
Yeah, my connection up. Now I'm back. I should be back now. My connection.
So, Arrest, who do you think will be joining Southampton in the Championship next season?
I'm on go to Everton. Leeds for me. They're not great
Leeds
for me. But yeah.
You still think Everton are going down?
Yeah.
I don't think Everton are down and out yet after what they've done to Brighton tonight. They turned Brighton over 5-1. This is what they did last season. They woke up last 5 games and then stayed up, you know, so...
And that was with Fat Frank in charge.
Fat Frank. Where did that nickname ever come from for Lampard? He was never fat. Don't ever get it. Is it because it just rolls off the tongue a lot easier?
Yeah, maybe.
Like Slippy G, and can't even think what they used to call Skulls now back in the day. Is it like Ginger Ninja or something?
Maybe.
Still waiting for Arrest to sort out his connection.
Yeah, I am.
Dude, have you tried turning it off and on again?
Wait, can you guys hear me?
We can't see you, we can hear you.
One second.
Is he there? Is he there? Oh, we got a chat. One sec, just sort it out there.
Okay.
So who do you think is going to go down then? Apart from the obvious two.
What? Southampton and Everton?
I was saying Southampton and Leicester. I think Everton are have got enough to get themselves up because they seem to do it every year, and they still hold on to that tag of a team that's never been relegated from the top division. That's their biggest card that they play each year now. But if they do stay up, will financial fair play hit them next season because of all of the money woes they've had, especially with the pandemic for the last 2 years, and then obviously their owners not being able to balance the books properly and all that. Could that be another thing that they could get hit next season, have like a 20, 30 point drop? Or could you just see them going down because of all this? I mean, Leicester are going to go down next season, and I think they lose between 7 or 14 players that are either on short-term contracts or contracts ending. So I think Leicester's team's going to get decimated over the summer because of obviously Maddison's going to leave. You've got, I'm trying to think, Tielemans is on a 1-year contract still. Trying to think of players that are worthy of taking out of that team. Maddison and Tielemans, their midfield. Harvey Barnes potentially could be leaving as well. I think he's on a short contract. Apart from that, those are the only 3 players that they have that have got any kind of value left, because you can't exactly sell Vardy now.
Yeah, Nathan, that was that was an important win for us.
Yeah. I don't get the problems with Chelsea this season. They brought in Graham Potter, which I still believe there's a manager in there in Graham Potter. He just needs the right team, the right backing.
Chelsea was a bit of a step up for him, to be honest.
It's like Tottenham. If you give these managers only 6 to 12 months to prove themselves, how these managers going to get up off the floor and get going, you know? I mean, you sacked Potter and kept in his backroom staff. And then all this talk of you going in for Nagelsmann or Pochettino, or who is it that Chelsea fans want?
I just want someone who can get us back to winning ways, if I'm honest with you.
Obviously, your owner needs to understand football a bit better as well. You can't just come in here from owning an American football team thinking throwing money at the money's going to sort the problem out. You can't buy individuals and make them a team. And you've got a really blokey squad of about 36 players as well, so you need to clear at least 12 to 14 of those out. And I know exactly who would be some of the players that would be getting turfed out and some of the older heads. You know, any players over the age of 30 will be probably on the chopping block at Chelsea next season.
That's so true. Anyway, what do you think's next for Tottenham?
New owners, that's never going to happen because no one's going to have the money to be able to buy them out. Owners change their ways and start actually putting their hands in their pockets and paying for players. You've got Joe Lewis, who's a billionaire, and he acts like a fucking millionaire owner of a club. And then you've got his two stooges that are like running it for him. You can't have it wrong in Mourinho and Conte telling them what the problems are at the club if the players aren't the right players to perform at the level that these elite managers want. You're looking at Tottenham's squad 5-6 years ago. We had one of the more solid defences in the league and one of the more mean midfielders. We had, Alderweireld, we had Kyle Walker, we had Danny Rose on the left. In midfield, we had Eriksen, Dembele, we had Prime Dele Alli, we had Son, who was young and running up and down the wings. Kane was in his prime. Well, Kane's still in his prime, but you fast forward 6 years, and the players that have either left, retired, or been sold off, we haven't really replaced. It's taken us 7 years to try and find a replacement for Kyle Walker, and that's still ongoing. Left back, Jesus, we're playing with Ben Daveshite, as I call him.
Ben Daveshite.
Ben Daveshite and Eric, I'm stealing a living Dyer. Two players.
Yeah, he's your Maguire, basically.
Yeah, but then you can look at, it's not just him, there's also Sanchez. He's shit. These players we had in the team that even Poch didn't touch, Every now and again they might make a 20-minute appearance, but they weren't first teamers. When we look at our midfield back then, like I said, we had Prime Dele Alli at the time was worth 120 million. Now you could pick him up for a Snickers bar. You could obviously say Eriksen and Dembele were fantastic in our midfield as well. And now we've lost some of what that Pochettino sort of feeling was. We had these players and we had a select 4 or 5 that could come in and do a job. Now I look at my team and I'm like, Romero, they keep touting him as this world-class defender, but he loses his head too much in games and gets sent off or booked for silly things. The guy needs a Vidic next to him or a Ferdinand, a calm head to say, you go there, lead from the back. We need a leader. Hugo Lloris throwing his toys out the pram for conceding God knows how many to Newcastle, faking an injury, sitting out for the rest of the season, sell him. I've had enough of players being around too long at our club and we just can't seem to get rid of them. We've got 8 players coming back in off the loan. Endon Burgers, who started off on loan and won a Scudetto in Italy this season. He's coming back. We've got Winks.
It is the history of the Tottenham.
Pardon?
It is the history of the Tottenham.
St. Tottenham's Day. Oh, it's just, there's so much going wrong at our club. Contracts. I saw online earlier on we've just extended Eric Dyer's contract again. You're like,
Well,
hello?
yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I thought my phone had crashed.
Yeah, Eric Dyer, you know.
It's not just Eric Dyer. There's so many players on our team that are just subpar or below the level of where we should be, and we're holding on to him for sentimental value. It's ridiculous.
What do you think of Kane? Do you think he should stay there?
Where's the StreamYard?
You know what?
Anfield, it's in the Twitter DM group. I put it there before, but I put it there again so you can join through that.
You know what? I would love for Kane and Sonny to go off and win something. Their careers deserve it. They can't stay loyal to a club that isn't going nowhere under Daniel Levy and fucking Enoch, and especially Mr. Lewis. Like I said a minute ago, the guy's a billionaire and acts like a millionaire. And if there's rumours are to be true that his kids are supposed to be taking over the club, well, eventually if he passes away, then what? We've got the daughter that hates Levy and Enoch, so is she going to get rid of them? Probably not. Is she going to spend the money? We don't know. So we can't hold on to this hope that once Joe Lewis passes away, sadly, the guy's still, alive and kicking, because money can buy you the best healthcare in the world. The guy is sitting on his yacht and not caring about his team. He's just acting as an owner of a football club to boast to his mates. Oh, look at me, I own a football club.
Owners like that make my blood boil.
Oh yeah, they make my blood boil, my piss boil, anything that can boil in my body, it boils because of owners like that. They come in, they saved us from Sugar, and then Sugar saved us from going bankrupt in the 90s anyway. But once we were brought out, the last thing I remember us winning was the League Cup final, and I was there when we beat you boys at Wembley,
Yeah, I remember
when
that.
Wooders towered over your defence, slammed that ball in with his head.
Wooders? You mean Jonathan Woodgate?
And we were screaming our heads off.
You mean Jonathan Woodgate?
Yeah, Johnny Woodgate.
Johnny Woodgate.
I call him Wooders because, But then what have we done since that? One trophy in 22 years under this ownership. And the only thing they can boast of now is for this brand new spanking shining stadium that resembles nothing of what Tottenham is. There's no club badges or anything to say that you're at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's just an empty marketing shell to try and sell as much crap out the door as they can.
Well, it's basically the North London O2. Big up Unlimited Dreamer. How the devil are you?
And then you think about it this way: we're building a go-kart track and this and then I heard that we're supposed to be building an indoor diving swimming pool complex as well. What are we turning into? West Ham? Have this, that, all that around the stadium. Nothing gets bloody
Plus,
good.
Beyonce's going to perform there soon, isn't he? So, yeah.
At least some of our players can learn to stay on their feet better if they go and jump off of a few diving boards.
Honestly,
maybe learn to dive better.
It's just a joke, man. Like, Daniel Levy, I remember he did an interview with someone. He did an interview with someone who said, we have great memories in his years at Tottenham. Like, what on earth?
What, winning one trophy and knocking down our beautiful old stadium that actually said that was Tottenham's ground?
Yeah, so
I was at the last game at the Lane. I was there with my granddad, my uncle, my cousin. We all turned around and looked at our seats that we'd always got, and I got emotional. I had a little bit of a cry because I'd never see those seats again. Seeing Ginola and ex-players walking out onto that pitch, touching the hallowed ground, it was a beautiful thing to see. But this new stadium's built up. There's no soul. There's hardly any colour from what JP was showing us on his video feed on Tottenham Away the other day. There is no colour in that stadium. It's just an empty grey shell. But then you think about all the other clubs, if they're big enough, are going to copy the Tottenham model, and it's just going to be about money and not about the team.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I know Nepo wants to do at United. Like I can just see in his face he wants to do at United.
Big up, Unlimited Dreamer. How are you?
Doing okay. Oh, how's De Gea's hands? I've had like spaghetti.
Yeah, come on. Look, do this. I know. Do this just to piss off United. Just to piss off United.
My mother was a West Ham fan. No, thank you. Don't want him to find out I did that.
Goalkeepers. I was a youth goalkeeper myself, and shit like that is drilled out of you at youth level.
We'll talk about De Gea soon. But I don't know if Nepo wants to move on to United now. But Uncle Rod's, big up to you, man.
I'm actually on my six-side team.
Friend, it feels like you're following me around.
He's loving it, man.
Hey, we're getting to United soon. We're going to take turns in cooking Arrest's team. I bet Anfield Rods is dying to do so.
He's loving it, man. He's loving it.
No. I'm not cooking anybody's team because you know what it isn't, Dave. Right? It's anything can happen until at the end of the season. And I would say what I said before, it's not over till it's over. So Man United may secure that top 4. You never know. You know what I mean? It's not over till it's over. You know what I mean? There's still more games to come. So
playing mind games, I see.
Nah. Big up the Man United people. I got enough Man United guys in my group. You know, still, so I got all sorts of people in my group. So I can't really disrespect anybody still. Unless you're Arsenal.
It's so easy to disrespect Arsenal, man. By the way, Anfield, add me to your WhatsApp group.
Send me your number and I'll put you in there, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Send me your number. Send it on Dilly and I'll put you in there when you finish this. Yeah.
Yeah.
For us Chelsea fans, it's just now that we've got over the 40-point marker, so we're not getting relegated, thank God. and also,
you haven't been this far down since Abramovich took over.
All that we can do now is just relax and see if any of you guys flop. Oh, we will just enjoy it. We don't care where we are anymore. We're just waiting for the new season to happen. That's all for us Chelsea fans now. This season is basically...
Teams progress. You've got 36 players, and you need to get rid of 12 to 14.
Well, what I've heard is that Pochettino will be not. He won't be. I don't know if he's going to be officially appointed, but he's going to be with Lampard, like giving him the ins and outs, slowly getting him into the squad, like Pochettino. Getting him into the managerial role.
Pochettino should be right in there, saying I'm taking over. Get the hell out of here, or be my number 2.
No. What I mean is Pochettino's going to tell Lampard, this is what I want to do, but he wants to get to know the place. He wants to see who can actually fit in his philosophy, who can fit in his system, where he can actually
Tottenham's fans' hearts. That is.
But this is also where he can also say to the board, these guys don't fit my philosophy. They need to go.
Surely, Arsenal winning the league.
You know what I hope. You know what? You know what I hope. I rate Pochettino, and I think he's a wonderful manager. Even though he didn't win anything at Tottenham, he got Tottenham stable. He got Tottenham stable, and he got Tottenham challenging. Yeah. He got
13 players out and brought in what he believed.
Yeah. You know what it is?
Fuck me.
Yeah, you know what it is. Poch at the day when he came into Tottenham, he done his job. I felt sorry for him when I got rid of him. But what I'm trying to say is this: one of the main things that day that's going to be good for Chelsea in getting a manager like Pochettino is that he's going to create stability in the club. I only hope that the board back him and stay with him for the long run instead of getting rid of him when he go well.
This is the thing, like I've said before, maybe in a different podcast or a different, streamer on YouTube. It says like we got to get out of this hiring and firing now. We got to get out of that mental mindset. We got to let the managers give time to create because, like, let's be honest here. Look at Spurs. They went for our previous managers and still couldn't win anything.
But your previous managers had the backing of the board and the players they wanted to bring in. Both of your managers that we've had have come in and said, this is the problem with your club. Why is it not being addressed? And both of them were sacked.
Well, I'm not trying to, don't take this to heart, but I think Daniel Levy just thinks you're the cash cow, taking your money out. Don't think of giving money to improve your squad. This is the thing. If you gave Poch money, I think he would have actually probably won you a Champions League maybe, or a Carabao Cup, or an FA Cup, or Premier League at some point, if you just gave him time and also gave him the money, because he did it
The
without
thing is,
spending.
though, for 2 years we didn't back Poch to build the stadium. And in that 2 years, that's when we started the founder, because some of our players were getting old in the legs. Some of them were getting too many injuries. We didn't
Here's a
have
question.
anything coming through the youth.
Here's a bit of a double-edged sword question for you. And one of these scenarios, very unlikely to happen, but what would hurt more? Arsenal winning the league or Harry Kane joining Pochettino?
Arsenal win the league. I hate saying that, but I wouldn't want to see Harry Kane go to Chelsea.
They're both terrible, but you saying choose one of them. It's either one.
You have to choose one. You have to choose one. What would hurt you more? Seeing Harry Kane
going
at
to
Chelsea?
I guess.
Not Arsenal winning the league. It is Arsenal at the end of the day.
Yeah, but they've done it before.
You've had a similar story in Sol Campbell going to Woolwich as well, though, to be fair.
That the thing is, did you know what actually happened all around those contract talks? So Sol Campbell was offered a new contract from Tottenham for about 10 or 15 grand more a week than what he was originally on. So about to sign the contract, walked out the door and went and signed for Arsenal. That's the whole issue.
But still, that's a Judas move.
Oh yeah.
I don't care if it's on a free or on a transfer fee. It's still a Judas move.
But I still have, as a Tottenham fan, there are Tottenham fans that hate Campbell. But as a football fan, not a Tottenham fan, I can see Sol Campbell's worth as a defender. He was a solid defender. But then at the same time, I have to sit here and think, fucking Judas prick.
I'm just gonna point out for Chelsea here what Pochettino could do for us. You know, the likes of like Omari Hutchinson, for example. Like, we've seen him come into the team at some point at the first team, and he did really well at times. He's young and he can improve. But this is the thing, like, if you don't give a young player a couple of run of games just to let him get used to the squad and let him see how he does, then we don't know if he actually will be the real deal or not until he's actually been given the chance. So we've got this is the thing with Pochettino, he improves young players, let's be honest with that. He did that to Tottenham for Harry Kane and Dele Alli.
Dele Alli, Heung-min Son, although he was a good player in the Bundesliga, it's Pochettino that brought him in.
He's improved those guys, plus the wing backs of Kieran Trippier and Kyle Walker at that point.
Walker, you had Danny Rose. We also had Dembele, even though he was pretty much an injury on legs.
Think about Pochettino, obviously spending some money to get some players, but think about him being with one of the best clubs for youth talent in the world to be with. He could have all sorts of gems in this academy of ours, and he could be the one that is like, that player's good for my squad. I want him to play. I can improve
that's why you've got a good youth academy set up, whereas Tottenham haven't. We've got Alfie Devine sitting there waiting to get into the team.
But how do you know that this Alfie Devine is any good?
I've been watching keeping in contact with people that go and watch the under-18s and under-19s up in London, and they tell me what an incredible talent he is. But then we've also got two other young midfielders that...
Does he displace a World Cup winner in Hugo Lloris?
What, Alfie Devine, the midfielder? Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was the goalkeeper.
No, that's Alfie Watman.
Oh, I knew there was a goalkeeper in your academy called Alfie. So
yeah, Alfie Watman. He's been in our academy for God knows how long. He's only kept there to meet the English quota of players. So if we make it to a Champions League.
Oh wow, that's a bit disrespectful. He should get out of that club and try and go for a club to try and get his career up. He's just being there for the clout.
We've also got a kid called Alf Donington, a centre back, but he's really, really good, but hasn't been given a chance yet. He's only 16 going on 17.
You had that Irish kid for a long time.
Corey Parrott.
Yeah. What happened to him?
He keeps getting loaned out.
And now, and
you got
then you
Scarlett
have
as well that keeps
yeah,
getting
his
loaned
English
out.
equivalent.
Dane Scarlett keeps getting loaned out. You've got. There is
I
no
said
other equivalent in our team that is that is at the level of Harry Kane.
I got well, rightly so. But a long time ago, I said when Harry Kane leaves, Dane Scarlett could take up his shoes.
But this is the thing, though. Once Harry Kane does leave Spurs, they're gonna realize how much they've relied on him for so goddamn long. This is the thing.
Oh yeah.
You've relied on him for so long. You haven't brought anyone to try and like learn. Have you brought anyone to learn from Harry Kane?
No,
So then they
we've
could
had
be the-
Scarlett, we've had Parrott sitting there for ages, but what they've always said about Parrott, he's lacking the attitude to be a professional football player, and Dane Scarlett hasn't been given the chance really to show himself.
You see, this is the thing.
Mourinho said this about Dane Scarlett, that he has the potential to be a 20-goal-a-season striker.
Only a 20 goal. In our team, with no creation, it'd probably be about 5 goals. And that's that.
I'm not.
Since losing Ericsson, Ali, and Dembele in the last 7 years, our creation in midfield's been fucking second to none.
The only
So-
We've got
reason
Pierre-Emile Shitberg, which I
This
never rated anyway. He's
this whole
fucking
thing-
useless.
this whole thing that all of these players are gone and accumulated. The only one way, the reason why this is all screwed up for you is because Levy. Is it Levy or Levi?
Levy.
Levy.
What should we call him?
Daniel-
Penny pinching bumfucker. I don't know.
It's all because Daniel Levy decided to go like get out of the door, Poch. It's because Poch. I think they were enjoying their football with Poch. Poch was doing really good football for them. Maybe
Yeah, man.
Or Pat.
We had some very good years under Poch. It took about 2 seasons to install the ethos to get us where we were going. But if you look back to the thing that was on the TalkSport show about a week ago, when they brought in one of the former Tottenham scouts / directors of football, about we could have signed Mane and someone else that went to Southampton as well.
Was it Van
But
Dijk?
because Daniel Levy wouldn't pull the trigger for an extra 2 million on both of those players, they ended up where they did. And look at the careers they've had.
Oh, I think I might know who you mean, like Virgil van Dijk.
It wasn't Virgil van Dijk, it was Mane and another midfielder that Southampton had them both somehow in the split. Window.
Did he go to Man United?
Victor
think so.
Wanyama. Oh, yeah, I know
No,
him.
Victor Wanyama was at Southampton, then came to Tottenham, played 2 seasons.
I know
and
who
then
you're
saw him
talking
again.
about. I know who you're talking about. Morgan Schneiderlin.
Yeah, was it him?
Oh yeah,
Right,
No, it wasn't him. It was Mane and someone else. But because Daniel Levy wouldn't sign off on the transfer fees, we didn't end up signing.
Daniel
him. We ended
Levy's
up
a prick.
signing shit
Daniel
instead.
Levy's a prick.
Well, no,
Oh, yeah.
this is the thing. He's
Prick's too much of a
stingy
nice word for him. I'd say a
He's
cunt,
too stingy.
but-
He's too stingy with money. This is the thing. Like, I'm not gonna say our owners are flipping great now because Jesus Christ, spending 600 million one freaking season. Jesus Christ, I wouldn't even want to see that. I would rather say 150 million a freaking season would be nice. But and where we are is freaking where we are. So yeah. But
Stevie Wonder could see the problems at Tottenham.
The master Stevie Wonder, you know.
The guy's fucking blind. He can see the problems at Tottenham. Fuck me. Shaky Stevens can see the problems at Tottenham. I'd
Yeah,
put
let's
Shaky
have
Stevens and
Anfield.
Stevie Wonder at the back in our defence and they'd still do a better job.
yeah, let's have a say because I've just seen. Yeah. You want to say anything?
For me.
Yeah.
Oh, me, I'm just enjoying. I'm just enjoying this. I'm
I
enjoying.
think Rods is just like.
I
That
just saw in the comments.
Well,
saying, like,
look, everyone in this
Yeah.
panel,
I'm
their
loving
team,
it.
look, their team, every person in this panel will end up with no trophies this season.
Yeah.
We will
well,
end
yeah.
up with the same amount
have
of
nothing
trophies
to-
as each other in this season.
Let's
Zero.
be honest, Nippin. Can we be honest for us Chelsea fans? It's like that. Yeah, it's a new for us, but let's be honest. We might win something next season. This is just typical Chelsea.
Flip
2000,
this.
I think
We are winning fuck all next season.
if we win something next season, then I'm not gonna lie, Corey, you're gonna actually hate yourself because your former manager will win a trophy with Chelsea if he does win something.
It'd be a dagger in my heart, mate.
I know.
Just seeing Pochettino alone sign for the enemy is enough for me. I'm like that.
Oh,
The enemy is Arsenal.
Imagine the.
But it's your favourite manager going to one of your other
it a Carabao
heated
Cup
rivals. It's like saying if Klopp went to Everton and started winning.
Is it a Carabao
That
Cup
got
now?
wrong.
Which will never happen. He will never go to Everton.
Now, if somehow, say like,
Poch said he'd never go to Chelsea, but look where we are now.
and I think maybe this is the thing. Tuchel said he would never go to Spurs. He might go to Spurs at some point.
Thomas Tuchel.
Imagine Tommy T at Tottenham.
I still don't understand that decision. They sign players for Tuchel, sack him after the transfer market.
Makes no sense, does it? I mean, you know what it is?
Harry Potter.
Clubs do the weirdest things, don't they? Clubs do the weirdest things because, to be honest today, if we go back to Pochettino today, I thought it was the best thing for Tottenham. And to be honest today, when he was with Tottenham, it made the Premier League exciting. Do you know what I mean? Because here come a guy at the end of the day, once with Espanyol, he's with Espanyol, come from Espanyol, went to Southampton, did bits of Southampton, and he come to sort of like Tottenham, relatively unknown. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, what Pochettino did as well. He brought in players obscure that no one picked up on.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about Pochettino.
Yeah, I know. So I'm saying Pochettino picked up on players that no one would really take a hit on.
Yeah. He made these players in sort of like Tottenham gems. He done it the right way. I think it was poor that they got rid of him on a string of like bad results, a couple of bad results. I thought that was poor.
Yeah.
And once they got rid of him, they didn't realize what they got rid of. And I think that Pochettino is a good manager. I started to watch fucking Tottenham at the end of the day when Pochettino was there. The best season at the day for football at the end of the day is when Liverpool and Tottenham at the end of the day got to Champions League final. That season itself was so exciting. Do you know what I mean?
Elevated British football or the Premier League up another level beyond that. I've always the same talk about Barcelona and Real Madrid, which bores me.
Yeah.
Spanish league, I call it a copy a Scottish league. It's insert 2 top teams here and 12 runners up.
Yeah.
You know, but other leagues outside the Premier League, I'm not sounding harsh here, are pretty shit.
La Liga fans are so arrogant. They call us Premier League fans.
Yeah, they're
arrogant and cocky.
But the problem is with Liverpool, not what I've got, but the problem is not with Liverpool, with Chelsea, is that what it wasn't, and this inconsistencies with their managers was always going to get them unstuck at one time. Do you know what I mean? Because there's only so many managers that you can go through before there isn't any. Do you know what I mean? Until you're literally scraping to find a manager. Now, really and truly, right? You can look at it and say, look, if Chelsea in their full flight, everything's going all right. They probably won't even look at Pochettino. It's only because at the end of the day, well, look, there's not really much for them to pick from now. Because every top manager in Europe and has been at Chelsea when you think about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and done previous Chelsea. They've been there for 2 seasons, and then all of a sudden it's either sort of like this, things start going wrong, or they don't like him anymore, and they get moved on, and it's on to the next. You know what I mean?
This is what I've got with Chelsea as well.
You need continuity
compared to what they've got now. At least,
but you need continuity. You need continuity, and you need stability. You need to sort of like, if you get a manager for that, and if he starts going wrong, keep on with him, and I think that right. Give him all the support you can until you can't give him any support anymore, and say, look, you know what, maybe it's time for you to go. But you have to sort of like keep on the manager. You have to keep with the manager, don't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I completely get you. I want to stick with Poch. I want him to prove every other Chelsea fan wrong that he can do something at Chelsea. He can actually maybe improve us. Because the way we play, it's just like Oh, we go a little bit forward. Oh, we go back. We go a little bit more forward. Oh no, let's just go back. It's like just
There's a
show.
question for Chelsea fans though. Would you welcome Lukaku back?
Are we Unlimited? Are you trying to say us Chelsea fans are at war with ourselves?
I'll be honest. No. What do you mean? What do you mean by that, actually, Nippin? Before I even give that answer, what do you mean?
Like, some Chelsea fans like, no, we don't want this, we don't want this. But then the others are like, yeah, we want it. But like, no, we don't want Mason Mount. We want to keep Mason Mount.
Our fan base is divided. I'm not gonna lie. I will be honest. Our fan base is a bit divided in some aspects because we got people like, obviously we got people like Rory, who is an arrogant prick. Let's be honest here. He doesn't understand that some things that, we're getting Pochettino. Yes, he was former Spurs, but give the guy a chance. Yeah, and obviously what I've heard about I think it was on a show, Football Focus, or was it something else? It's something about, it was a different show on Sky Sports or something. Him saying that when he does come, I will support him. But then you give all this shit to him before he comes. Don't say that. If you want to support the guy,
the ones who are skeptical about Poch are your typical year-dos, literally.
Well, and I will be honest here. We tried to give time for Potter, but this is the thing. He kept losing, and this is the thing. We didn't want to keep going in that trend of losing. At this point, if we stuck with him, if he was with us next season, we would be a mid-table club like Brighton, actually. Let's be honest.
I'm a Brightonian.
This is the actual truth coming from a Chelsea fan. We would be a mid-table club if we stick with Potter.
The thing is, with most of the transfers you brought in under Tom, is it Tom Bowley or Todd Bowley? Mr. Bowley, right? Todd. Most of the guys you have brought in are individuals. They're not been brought in as team players yet because there isn't a system for these young players to come into.
Yeah, and like when I look
Pochettino comes in and clears out your 30-plus-year-olds, getting rid of players on the cheap just to make space, your team's going to improve a lot. That's what he did with us. He come in and went, right, I don't like these 11 players. Sold cheaply, brought out the way with, and then we went out, got like the Toby Alderweireld out, some players that teams didn't know about, we went and signed Dele Alli for $5 million, for God's sake.
Yeah,
when Liverpool were trying to scout him at the same time, we went, bang, we'll have him.
Yeah, I've heard what Poch said, actually. He wants a new goalkeeper, because obviously Mendy and Onana can't cut it because they're crap. Let's be honest here a little bit. Because
you mean Mendy and Kepa? You mean Mendy and Kepa?
Yeah, Mendy and
Onana is the one he wants.
Technically, I'm hearing...
Ajax guy that got suspended for a year for drugs.
I will be honest here. I am 50-50 for Onana. I will have to wait and see if he does come. I'll support.
What's his name?
I'll support.
He could be a Champions League winner by the time he comes to Chelsea.
But look what happened to Mendy. He became a Champions League winner. Look what happened to him after. Let's be honest.
But that was a Champions League winner
with not having the right players in front of a Mendy like that.
Let's be honest. If you're surrounded by Christensen and fucking what's the other centre back?
Rudiger.
That's an absolute bozo. No, he's not. He was far from a bozo.
Ben Chiliadi, the French kid.
But Deshile, no, he's good. He's quality.
Good. Yeah, I know he's good. I wanted him at Tottenham. Anyone but Dyer. Fuck, I'll take
too bad. Too
Chalobah?
Bad. You're stuck with Dyer.
Are you talking about Chalobah?
No.
Oh, please don't tell me we're going to be stuck with Dyer. It's going to give me nightmares every season.
Daniel Levy, man. Daniel Levy.
I don't need that with Dyer on top of it.
Yeah, so back where I was coming at it, like, Poch, I will stick with him until he gets sacked, because this is the thing. Chelsea fans need to understand that it's now time to change. I know change is scary, and I know change is absolutely terrifying, but we got to admit it. We will not win. I'm just saying, we could win trophies, but I'm thinking we're not going to win a couple of trophies, or at all for a couple of seasons, let's be honest, because I want us just to build. Now, we need to build, because we've been through all of this for too long, and we haven't built a proper actual structure when Roman was in. I enjoyed the time when he came in and won us a lot of trophies, but that wasn't sustainable. Well, Todd Bowley and the Clear Lake Capital people have come in. They're going to do a project. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't, then we just got to remember the good times are history and just accept the bad. That's all.
Yeah,
we
but
have
you're
to
just
do now.
throwing money at young players. Like I said, you're bringing in these young players.
I'm not.
We haven't talked about Liverpool yet, by the way. We tried to cook a rest for some time, but then his internet conveniently cut off. We haven't talked about
potato isn't warm enough yet for his internet.
We haven't spoken about Liverpool yet.
Yeah, let's talk about Liverpool now.
So how did you manage to bottle Jude Bellingham, who is now on the cusp of signing for Real Madrid?
Wait, what? When's this happening?
It's not over till he's not. Listen, I will believe it in days. I will believe it in day that he's signing sort of like for Real Madrid when I see it. And you don't bottle a signing. You bottle like leagues. You bottle trophies, but you don't bottle signings. You know what I mean?
Yes, you do. My man next to me bottled Paulo Dybala. My man next to me bottled Paulo Dybala.
Nah, man. If you know what it is at the day, sometimes at the day, right? All right, we don't know at the end of the day, right, what necessarily all the information of like what's coming from our club and everything that. Do you know what I mean? We don't know. Reason why I say sort of like the difference between sort of league and sort of like trophies and so forth is that we can see with our own eyes. We can see at the end of the day the team bottle it. But when it comes to transfer, we don't necessarily know what's being told to us. Now, sometimes, most of the time, that they'll tell us that yes, man, we're in for this player, we're in for that player, and everything that, right? But we don't know whether they are in for that player because I'm not being funny. If you're chasing somebody for 2 years, yeah, this what doesn't sound right to me. Yeah, you was chasing somebody for 2 years, and then all of a sudden now you're saying that they will look. You're not gonna get him because he's too expensive. You knew how much he was 2 years ago. You understand what I'm saying? You knew how much he was. So you can't come and say now and then he's too expensive. So what that tells me?
Let's be real, though. Like, for example, both Liverpool and Real Madrid come in for Jude Bellingham. Who do you... take your Liverpool hat off for 1 second and keep your football hat on. Who do you think he realistically joins? Forget the fact, boyhood Liverpool fan and all that.
He goes to the person that can give him the best project. Simple as that. You're not going to go to. All right. Some people at the day will go to a club at the day because their name like Real Madrid, Barca, or Bayern Munich, or even Liverpool or Man United, and fit that. Yeah.
Look,
and they go to
Florentino.
Hold on a second. And they go to these teams at the because of the name, yeah, and because of what they've done. But then when they get to the club now, yeah, it's a different matter because they're not getting game time. Now, if at the end of the day you got another club at the day that can promise game time and promise sufficient amount of game time, whether it would be Tottenham, whether it be Chelsea, whether it be Arsenal, right? The guy's gonna think, well, look, you know what I mean? Where is my career best spent? Is it best spent at a name brand club, or is it best spent at a club at the day that's gonna enhance my career? Do you understand what I'm getting at? So really and truly, if you got two clubs at the day, right, and they've got a project on the table, it's gonna be down to the guy at the day to pick the best project for him. That's what it is, project thing.
But the thing is, Rods, can I ask you a question? Do you really think Liverpool are going to stomp up the 130, 150 million pound price tag that Borussia have slapped on him? Does your club have that money?
The things about it, it's like with sort of like Tottenham and everything that, right? They've got the money, but just don't want to spend it. Do you understand what I'm saying? They've got the money.
22 years. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I hear you. So, what it isn't they've got the money.
5 million, selling for 80 million, and sign fucking 4 shitters off the back of Bale.
Yeah, exactly. So what is they've got the money to do it. In a minute, what to do is whether they will do it. My point is that they knew at the end of the day how much he was at the beginning. So how can you come and tell us at the day 2 years later, we're not going to buy him at the day, because he's too much. He's too much money. You knew how much he was.
Scouting problem. Then they
But
must have
also
looked at it.
Anfield, you're also saying where he will go, where he can further his career. Look, Luka Modric isn't getting any younger. Maybe Florentino Perez knows that, and he thought that maybe Jude Bellingham can be the Modric replacement.
Let's be
And
honest.
let me finish.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that he's going to be at the same level or anywhere close to the Croatian, but but a decent enough replacement.
But that's what I'm saying. You just made my point for me. You've literally just made my point. I'm saying that day that the Jude Bellingham, is going to go to the club at the day that can offer him the best project, whether it be Real Madrid, whether it be bloody Liverpool or anybody else. As long as at the day he sees that day, well, look, my career at the day, it's going to be best spent there. Do you know what I mean? He's going to go there. He's not going to. Players now and then day, right? I just hope at the day are not necessarily going to go to a club at the day because at the day, well, it's they're that name, Because at the end of the day, they can go to that club because they're that name, but are they going to get playing time? They're going to probably spend most of the time on the bench. And what use is that to them? What use is that
Real
to
Madrid
them?
have also got Camavinga and that other young French midfielder.
Tchouaméni.
Yeah. They got those two. They're fucking incredible.
Yeah, they are.
Say Modric retires. How is Bellingham going to dislodge two players that are already been bedded into the Real Madrid team over the last 2 seasons? Like Rod's saying.
The thing is,
what the name of Real Madrid and Barcelona, especially Barcelona, are in the mud because they're in debt.
Yeah,
but are these players willing to move to these teams and not get the game time? Especially at Barcelona, you could get signed from and sit around for 4 months, not knowing if you can get on the fucking team sheet.
Yeah, Corey.
A legal transfer.
Yeah, Corey, can I just quickly mention something? When you mentioned about Barcelona being in financial debt, obviously, yeah. This is the question for me for this about Real Madrid. They both wanted to continue with the Super Cup. Aren't they in a spot above with money as well?
Who?
Real Madrid.
One who? One what?
Are they in a spot above with money as well then? Because this is the thing, both clubs wanted to continue the European Super League. That would get them a bunch of money. So I'm not trying to back up saying Liverpool will get the guy or get him or at all. But this is just saying that all of this, like Fabrizio Romano, could be given false information because Spanish media like to bring out false information at times just to take away from the truth. This is the thing. True. Like let's be honest here. They were saying, I'll put an example.
Jules Koundé
was gonna come to us or something like that, and instead he goes to Barcelona. Fine. Whatever. That's good. That's cool. And good. The truth comes out. He doesn't want to come to us. Stop setting us false hope or false narratives of a player.
This is why I hate the Spanish.
And this is a team. Sorry to go across you, just one second. This is a team also. Real Madrid is the team also that earlier in the year said that they've got no interest in Jude Bellingham. They don't want Jude Bellingham. They came out in the race. Then all of a sudden, they're supposed to be back in the race, having talks with him over the weekend and stuff. You know what is? I will believe it when I see it. I'm not saying he's not going to go there. I'm not saying he's going to come to us. But when I see him putting on a Real Madrid shirt, when I see him signing in contract, then I believe it. When I see if I see him at the day putting on a Liverpool shirt and signing a contract, then I believe he's my player. Until then, I'm going to remain skeptical. I'm literally going to remain skeptical because at the end of the day, who has got the best plan at the end of the day for sort of like Jude Bellingham? Because his mum and dad are very active in his career. Whoever's got the best plan for Jude Bellingham, he's going there. Simple as that. He'll be going there.
Don't forget, Tottenham got his younger brother.
Huh?
Tottenham signed his younger brother, remember?
Did they? I didn't know that. Seriously, I didn't know that.
We did it on the transfer market. I believe we signed his younger brother.
This is also the thing. Jude will think about other things instead of just the project. He'll think about also the money, the location, all sorts. It's all
Trophies.
yeah, well, trophies, yeah, in a way, yeah. But let's be
No,
honest.
trophies
Not if we ain't-
are a given with
trophies are-
Yeah,
Real
but not
Madrid.
if we ain't, yeah, but Nippon, it's not as if we ain't got trophies.
Yeah,
It's not as if we ain't got
Liverpool.
trophies.
I'm
You
Well,
ain't
as
going
in-
on a quick, wait,
as in
one
like-
not trophies.
Look, like who is? I mean, really. I mean, like logically, who is he more likely to win trophies with, though? Liverpool or Real Madrid?
You don't know that
Really
though.
easy. I'm
You
gonna
You
say
don't know
this
that.
and will upset some
You're only
fans.
saying that because you're only saying that because it's Real Madrid. You don't know that though. You don't know, and if he goes to sort of like Real Madrid, he's going to win trophy. Nobody knows at the end of the day whether he goes to Liverpool or whether he goes to Real Madrid, whoever. Nobody knows at the end of the day that he's going to win trophies. We're not no fortune teller. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's not-
Yes,
yeah,
at the end of the day, Real Madrid's won trophies, and if Real Madrid has won trophies, abundant amounts of trophies, and then, but so has Liverpool. We have won abundant amounts of trophies. You can't deny that. We're the most successful British club. So really and truly, and it depends at the end of the day, right? Who has got the best plan for him? And he could say, right, you know what? I like that one. I'm gonna go here. I like that one. I'm gonna go there. That's what it comes down to. It doesn't come down to who's got the name and who hasn't got the name. You know what I mean? Because what if Tottenham come in and sign him? What are we gonna say then?
They won't. No.
No, but it's true though, isn't it? I'm lying though.
They will
It's
not
true,
sign
though.
him. They will
No,
not
no,
sign
no,
him.
no.
I know,
If it's
but
between
I'm
Tottenham and
Jude
Liverpool,
Bellingham-
he's choosing Liverpool.
No,
If it's
Jude
between Tottenham and
Bellingham's
Liverpool, he's choosing
Jude
Liverpool.
Bellingham's brother. Listen, Jude Bellingham's brother is at Tottenham. How do we not know at the day that Tottenham might come in a sneaker and say, "Look, here, what, bro?
Roz,
I'm gonna give you 160 million. Come to Tottenham." And he might say, "Yeah."
Daniel Levy wouldn't spend 160p. What are you talking about?
Thank you, Corey. Exactly.
and also,
Fucking hell.
Roz.
The only way
There's also like big- I'm trying to big you up there, you know, Tottenham.
turns up on a fucking 36-year-old with no club. That's the only way we're gonna get Jude Bellingham.
And also, I'm just gonna say something about this as well, Roz. If he did ever went to Spurs and didn't win anything, then everyone will just go like what Chiellini says. It's the history of the Tottenham. They never win anything. It's the history of the Tottenham.
Ask Antonio.
I like that. I like that.
Corey, this is the thing. Your club tried to rile through our successful managers. You tried to win with our managers. Good try.
Jose nearly did it and was sacked a week before a cup final for speaking his mind.
Yeah,
I've already said this about Conte and.
Can I just say something? I'm gonna get this might be capping, but Daniel Levy is the definition of a dictator.
Don't say that. There's some good dictators out there.
Drop it.
Oh my god! I can't believe you just said that!
Do not get me cancelled. You're gonna get me
I
cancelled.
won't get you cancelled. I'm sorry. There are no good dictators out there. Everyone's a dictator is a bit of a twat. There you go.
No, but Daniel Levy is a dictator.
Unlimited Dreamer, is that your
Put the
channel?
word dick right there. In
That's my name of my channel, yeah.
At the end.
Well, that YouTube channel, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for it now. Still, look for it now. Carry on.
Right.
Anyway,
Anyway.
I don't do football content. I'm just gonna say right now at this point because I'm just doing game content.
Anyway,
Yeah, I like to watch a bit of game sometime.
let's talk a bit about Chelsea, and then it's time.
We just talked about them.
We did? Okay, we've talked about Chelsea, we've done Tottenham, we tried to cook Man United, but
I'm fed up of talking about Tottenham. Can we talk about the NFL?
it's time
Let's talk
for
about Champions League.
it's time for the UCL predictions.
I'll take that.
Right.
I'm
We
not
usually-
gonna.
Man City aren't winning it.
Hang on, sorry, Nippy. Can I quickly just say this before I say something? Did you guys see like the Nottingham Forest Southampton game? Jesus Christ!
That was a game, innit? Proper game. I was listening to the radio.
It was like.
What was the score again, mate?
4-2
What's
to
the score
Nottingham
then?
Forest.
4-2.
4-3.
4-3.
Oh,
4-3 to
Ooh,
Nottingham Forest.
what? Oh, wait.
what a game.
I think it's
Right.
a late Jim Ward-Prowse penalty.
Jamie Ward-Prowse, eh? He's not actually a Southampton fan.
Isn't he
Oh,
a
yeah,
Too
goon?
many
know that.
qualifiers in the club, are they?
He's not
I
even a
wouldn't-
gooner.
All right.
He supports the team you would least expect.
Accrington Stanley.
No, he supports Portsmouth. James Ward-Prowse is a Portsmouth fan.
Well,
He was
does it
born in
mount as
Pompey.
well?
wasn't
Does it mount
Huh?
as well for
He was
Portsmouth?
born in Pompey, weren't he?
What's the difference between James Ward-Prowse and Mason Mount?
They're
Mason
both from
Mount.
Portsmouth, and they're both from Portsmouth.
Southampton and Portsmouth absolutely hate each other.
No.
Chelsea and Portsmouth don't actually hate each other.
Yeah, I could take that.
Uh-huh.
Didn't know that fact. I knew about the Portsmouth Southampton thing. It's like the Brighton Palace thing, which I still don't get how. I know all of the history for Brighton Palace, being a Brightonian, why we hate Palace for, blah, blah, blah.
Palace
But
is in
they're
London.
fucking near us. You're supposed
Why
to
do you
have
not
a
get the
bar
hate
that's
between
about 5 miles
Southampton-
away, you know?
If you don't understand between the hate between Southampton and Portsmouth, I don't know.
Oh,
what's
I know the hatred between them. It's a massive thing in around that area.
Score prediction.
What is the hatred? Oh, what is the hatred? I don't know.
Semi-finals prediction. So we're going to just focus on the first leg. We'll do the second leg in the next video,
Mhm.
in our next podcast.
Mhm.
So the first, so tomorrow will be Man City versus
It's City Madrid, isn't it?
Man City versus Real Madrid, and then on Wednesday it's going to be a Milan derby.
Ho, ho, ho.
The first leg is at the Bernabeu. So who wants to go first?
I don't mind if you want me to.
I'm
Go on, man.
thinking-
Take it away,
Alright.
Harry.
Harry. Okay. Yeah. For me, I feel like this is going to be a close game for the first leg, so I'm going to go with either. Oh, it's between a 2-2 or a 1-1. I think it's going to be a 2-2.
I think a tight game, but I think 2-1 to Madrid.
I was going to
2-1 to
say
Madrid.
that 2-1 Madrid. I don't know why. It's something about City in the European Cup and then not getting anywhere in it.
I hope we haven't jinxed it
Nah,
now.
Anfield. What are we saying?
For what? For Real Madrid?
Real Madrid, Man City.
2-1. 2-1.
Real Madrid,
What happened there, man?
Man
Right.
City. It's at the Bernabeu. The first leg's at the Bernabeu. The second leg's at the Etihad.
That's 2-1 to Real Madrid. Real Madrid at in Spain, and I think another 2-1 when they go to Man City, when they go to Etihad. I think that Real Madrid win it over 2 legs.
Oh, we're just predicting the first leg, but okay.
All right, sorry, God, no, you said to me just now. Don't worry. 2-1 in the first leg. 2-1 in the first leg, then. 2-1 in the first leg.
Oh, I was going to give you a spoiler for the second leg of what my one's going to be, but okay. Corey, what are we saying?
I'm saying 2-1 Madrid as well. Like Rods, it's going to be a very tight game. I just see Madrid. I just think Madrid have got another level to themselves over Man City.
Yeah.
Man City are slowly getting there, but Madrid have been doing this for God knows how long now, haven't they? Buying in the right players, turning a profit on the players that they don't use, and
So
refreshing their squad every other season.
I'm only locking in one
agree.
prediction, which is the first leg, but I'll give you my second leg prediction as well, but I'm not making it official until the next video. So for the first leg, I'm going for a 1-1 draw. And then I'm going for a 3-0 win to Man City at the Etihad.
Ooh. Stuck your neck
Revenge.
out there, pal.
Man City are getting their revenge.
Oh, if karma comes to bite you, Nippon, this is gonna be one of them.
I'm watching
Oh, I
against him.
hate- Look, I don't want Man City to win the Champions League. I'm going to support one of the Milan teams in the final. But I can't stand Real Madrid. I'm sorry, Real Madrid fans.
Would you want City
What?
fans to freaking gloat at every fan in this country? Jesus Christ.
Listen, I don't want them to win the Champions League.
That'll
I
be
want
15
to
times,
either-
isn't it?
I want Man City to lose the Champions League final, but I don't want Real Madrid in the Champions League final. That's the thing.
That'll be 15 times. If they win the Champions League, yeah, this season, wouldn't that be 15 times they won it in the history?
Madrid,
15
yeah,
times.
that'd be like
Yeah,
9 in
Madrid,
the
yeah.
last 14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, next
And
one,
the
it's
next
too
game
hard.
is the Milan derby, and they share a stadium.
Yeah, so they're
So
both
I
in the
can't
same
say-
place.
Yeah. So the next game's a Milan derby,
I'm going in
and
there.
in this, Milan are the home team for this one. AC. Let's go first this time.
Whoa, Jesus Christ, Nippon.
What is going on?
Right, Nippon.
Yep.
Something happened.
Right, who's going first?
Oh, all right. Well, I'm saying Inter Milan both legs. It's going to be. I think the first game's going to be 0-0, and then the second game will be a 1 or 2-0 win by Inter.
I'm only gonna put the first leg in though.
All right, I'm saying 0-0 then.
Inter.
I'm saying 4 draw.
Who wants to go next?
I don't mind. I'll say 3-1 to Inter Milan.
I say as well. Sorry. Dude, carry on. Didn't know.
I already said 3-1 to Inter Milan, so it's yours
Okay.
now. So
AC. One.
I'm saying the same. 3-1 to Inter Milan. First leg, the same. Yeah,
And
I agree.
Field. You know this? AC 1. Inter. I'm probably going to go for the craziest prediction here.
Okay.
I'm going to go for a 0-0. Sorry, I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw. A 2-2 draw in the second leg. It goes to extra time. It goes to penalties.
But that ain't your full prediction yet until the second podcast. You said
Yeah.
so. It could
So-
change for you.
I'm going for a 0-0 stink fest.
And then I was thinking that.
This is the thing though when it comes to Inter. When you compare to AC Milan, yes, they've got like Rafael Leao, they've got Giroud, they've got Tomori at the back. But let's be honest, Inter has got more of a better squad than an AC Milan. I feel like AC Milan should win this comfortably. They've got
Right.
even and like Onana. Yeah, Onana's been the most informed goalkeeper in the Champions League so far. So
Yeah.
it'll take something special to beat him.
Right. So that is the semi-finals predictions wrapped up. And that brings the end to season 2, episode 29 of the Football for Thought podcast. Before we wrap up, I want to thank Corey, Anfield, and Unlimited for coming on. So, newcomer.
Thanks for having me.
So, since Corey is new, I'm going to ask him first. Where can people find you?
I haven't got any socials or anything. I'd just like to come on and talk football with people. I mean, if I had the chance to set up my own page and everything, it's going to be something slowly down the line when my son starts school full time. At the moment, I've got to find a job to find money to get a PC in because the same son assassinated my PC 11 months ago with an orange juice over the computer. So I haven't got a computer. So yeah, but once I start
like this guy.
football, I want to get myself out there and start. But I do like coming on and talking football with fans that actually talk football and not just be tribal about their club and start arguments.
Yeah,
I'd like to talk football. I don't want to be tribal when I come in here and say, "Oh, I'm a Tottenham fan." Not like that. I want to talk football with people, and football's been my passion since I was a little kid. So
we was talking today, weren't we?
yeah, we was on Eugene Street.
Yeah. Listen, guys, go. We was talking today, man. You're in my group. You're actually in my group, and like, a lot of people been bigging you up still, and like they like your energy still. So yeah, man. You know, so that's good. You're good. That's good.
Anfield, where can people find you?
You can find me at Anfield Uncle Ross on YouTube. You find me on there. Obviously with match reviews, match reactions, watch-alongs, football debates, and all sorts. And also, I'm on Instagram as well, Anfield Uncle Rods. I'm on Twitter, Anfield Uncle Rods as well. And yes, I've got my WhatsApp group as well. But you can find me on those free platforms. You know what I mean? But most of all, please, everybody, like and subscribe to NS Sports channel. Like and subscribe. Give me the support. Get him up to 1K and beyond. You know what I mean? Support the guy, man, because it's hard work doing content creating. It's not an easy thing. Do you know what I mean? So give him the love and support that he deserves.
You can't slap a camera on and be a content creator. You have to be consistent with what you do as well. Make sure you've got a schedule that you can keep to, and that's the thing with me. That's why I haven't put myself out there, because I can't really say, I'm going to be here this day. When you're a parent, you can't really.
No, it's different, isn't it? It's different. You got different responsibilities and stuff. So so obviously at the end, when you get stable, when you get like a stable schedule and everything, like, man, just get your channel going, and you can come in. Obviously, you're in my WhatsApp group. You can promote your stuff when you're ready and all sorts. Do you know what I mean? So man, just like love for that still, my friend. Love for that still.
Yeah. Unlimited. Where can people find you?
Well, you can find me on YouTube with my name, and especially on Twitch. That I do stream at least minimum of 2 hours to 6 hours a day if I can. And also on Twitter, you can find me there if you want to talk about any football conversations. And also big up Nippin and big up NS Sports TV. Hopefully they get to 1K and give them your support. And yeah.
You know, like on Twitter, sorry to cut, you know, on Twitter, is it Unlimited Dreamers on Twitter as well?
No, not on. On Twitter. I am. It's just Unlimited Dreamer.
Right, nice one. Okay, cool.
And you can find me on all those socials in the newsflash style ticker below. You can also find me as an occasional panelist on Worldwide Chels. Big up Sadiq if you haven't already. Go subscribe to his channel. And you can also find me as an occasional caller on Football Carnage TV, run by the Big Six's very own Grizz Khan. Big up to Grizz Khan as well. And with that being said, we shall see you all in the next video. Peace.
Peace.